it's that time to get into one of my favorite shows. We're here to recap season 3, episode 1 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Let's get right into it, y'all. Alright, so in this picture right here, this is just like the first little clips of them showing interviews that happen in between filming. And so we see some interviews that happen with Demi, Layla here, and they mentioned just some of the scandal that was going on in between filming. They also did touch on Demi's feelings about leaving the group, or how she handled some of her feelings in season 2. He did also let us know that Jesse has since unfollowed Demi in between filming as well. This was just letting us know what's been going on since last season. In case y'all forgot, in season 2, Taylor did expose Demi for secretly badmouthing Jesse's hairstyling skills and basically told people don't get your hair done by her, allegedly. Of course, we're going to take a moment to talk about the intro credits, because you see here, this theme is blazing fire everywhere. If you guys remember on season 2, they kind of had that little sexy baptism thing going on, and I love that. So I was really surprised to see that they decided to go with like this full-on fire theme. But they also did come in with some softer blue hues, and it gave heavenly, cloudy vibes, and it was super cute. For some reason I can't zoom in on this picture, but Miranda is in it, and I was like, okay, debut Miranda. Okay, Miranda. All right, anyways, our first check-in is with Taylor. You guys, I hate the way that my pictures are blowing up, but anyways, we get a quick glimpse into how mom life is going with her and Ever. She did also share that she would be going on a 2-week retreat for her mental health. So next, Dakota comes over to pick Ever up to take him to church, and honestly guys, I took this picture exactly at this moment because I thought it was hilarious the way that he closed the door. Like, it's so obvious that when he came through the door, like, production was like, now turn this, like, get, like, the angle was so perfectly executed, and I was like, who closes the door like that? This is so forced. I rest my case. Anyways, Taylor sends them off and decides that she's gonna sit back this time and not go because she's just kind of feeling all over the place. She did also let us know that when it comes to, like, I guess how frequently she goes to church, or just basically just said that, you know, she aligns with the word, and, you know, if she goes, she goes. If she doesn't, she doesn't. She's all right with that. Her business. Fast forwarding to the Minky Couture influencer event, we do catch up with Macy, who is glowing at about 20 weeks. This is also where we get our first sneak peek at Macy and Michaela's baby bumps. While catching up with Michaela, she does confirm that both Taylor and Jen are on mental health breaks. She does let us know that Miranda's status is to be decided, and that Whitney left the group after unsuccessful contract negotiations. I don't know, y'all. Something about Oscar tickets and scripted roles to be casted in another TV show, and just all these other things that she wanted to demand from production in order to continue, and apparently it didn't go her way. She also goes on to say that she hasn't seen Demi ever since the ultimatum behind who they were siding with when it came to the beef with Taylor. She also mentions that Demi was unsuccessful with her contract negotiations as well, with her request to make 3 times more than the rest of the cast, and so she decided to leave the show. This was supposed to be a picture of the current Mom Talk board, but nothing's working right now, so this is all you guys can see. I'm sorry. It's also important for me to say now that, guys, I am making these videos as I watch these episodes in real time, so bear with me when I say I am waiting on the redemption arc of Demi. Sorry. Now, I did love her in season 1. I really did. I was disappointed in her actions in season 2, so I'm really hoping that by season 3 she will find a way to make amends and we see a better side of her. But I am rooting for her. I still love her. Macy goes on to tell us that she believes that Whitney and Demi are in some type of secret alliance, often seen at the same influencer events together. I'm so sorry for this blow up picture, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, anyways, we catch up with Layla, and she talks about she's been sick to her stomach after probing around and speaking with Marciano about the alleged affair between him and Jesse. Honestly, y'all, mind your business, girl. Just mind your business and you wouldn't be here. But okay. Panning back over to Miranda, who, I'm sorry, y'all, look at the makeup, it's eating. Okay, anyways, panning back over to Miranda, she basically says that ever since Demi and Whitney left the group, that things feel a little bit calmer, and so now she wants to be voted back in. Pick a side, honey, pick a side. Guys, you see how I put myself right here so I could feel like I was in a car with them? Anyways, so they're at the Minky Couture event, and so while the girls are raffling over designer bags, Layla calls Jessie on the phone and tells her that she's gonna meet her at the car so that she can basically confront her about the affair allegation. When I tell y'all I was shooketh Because while Layla is telling her, Marciano said this, that, or whatever, Jesse's just like, oh shit, the cat is out the bag. Jessie gets straight to the tea, y'all, and she tells Layla that her and her husband Jordan had actually separated for 6 months and nobody knew. And so at some point, Marciano took a flight to California, and so did Jessie, and they developed an emotional affair. She did say that her husband Jordan has known about it for the past 6 months. Once they decided they were still going to work on the marriage, she cut off communication with Marciano. With hearing that she said that she immediately cut off communication with him, I will say that in season 2, when he pretty much just dropped the bomb that they were having an affair, I was like, but why are you so eager to just throw that out there? Like, it did seem pretty clout chasey and thirsty. Now in retrospect, with knowing this information, I was like, oh yeah, this is giving blackmail temper tantrum. I wish y'all could see this picture because it is gold. But anyways, Layla goes on to say, basically was like, girl, that's not it though. He didn't say it was just an emotional affair. He said that y'all did the do. So that's when Jessie kind of loses it, and she's like, no, and she's adamant that they had no sexual relationship whatsoever. Layla goes on to say that Marciano felt manipulated and so forth. Jessie had a rebuttal for everything, and it basically became a classic game of he said, she said. Layla doesn't know who to believe at this point, but wants to give Jessie the benefit of the doubt. She's still looking to understand why Marciano would even go to great lengths to lie about such a thing. So Layla gets the idea. She's like, girl, let's just call him together right now. So y'all, at this point, I am over it, because why did she call Marciano? And he's just like, Layla called Marciano, and he's just like, oh yeah, she's gonna lie, that's her prerogative, believe what you want to believe, XYZ or whatever. And then as soon as Jessie hops on the phone and she's like, hey Marciano, I'm right here, why are you lying? You know that didn't happen, you know we didn't have a sexual relationship. He's just like, well, I remember that I took some kind of drug, and basically that he woke up with pre-ejaculate in his shorts as a stain. And so because of that, because he had that in his shorts, he was like, we must have had sex. At that point, it's just like a waste of time. But Jessie decides that she's leaving the event. She calls her husband. She's like, I have to warn him that this is basically on air now, and it's about to get out, and it's going to come with a lot of backlash in the Mormon community. And yeah. At this point, I'm still in disbelief that any of this is even true. But then Jessie does give her husband a quick call while she's on the way home, and he doesn't sound surprised. And so that's when I was like, oh shit. And she was like, hey, the cat is out the bag. And he tells her, come home, don't bring the cameras, we're done with the show. I was like, oh shit. Side note, back at the raffle, Macy did win a Coach bag. Anyways, this is the next morning, and we catch up with Jessie and her husband Jordan, and clearly it's been a rough night. But they do decide that they're going to get through this together and still film and just be vulnerable about the situation. The conversation was pretty emotional for the two of them. Jordan basically said that he has to figure out if he can live with the fact that he feels this heavy sense of deceit, disrespect, and emasculation. I'm gonna throw this in here as another exhibit. Exhibit B. Look at the little tear, guys. Back at the salon, Michaela and Macy are kind of freaking out because they have always known Jessie to be very punctual, and at this point they're not hearing from her, and they have a hair appointment with her. This is also in preparation for Layla's birthday event, which is the next day. And here's Layla walking up for the appointment. This is pretty unrelated, but I was wondering if anyone else found this interaction a little odd between Michaela and Layla. Michaela is literally curling Layla's hair, and Layla was like, hey, your birthday's coming up too, right? And Michaela was like, yeah. And then also Layla was like, how old are you turning? And I don't know, I just thought that everybody was a little bit closer than that, so it kind of threw me to you know, I don't know. Anyways, guys, my phone died, so the angle's gonna look a little different now. Okay, anyways, Layla did mention that Miranda's ex Chase may be in attendance of her birthday party. So Layla has a friend named Kate, and she did mention that Miranda's ex Chase is now dating Kate and may be in attendance to her birthday party as a +1. This is so messy because if you remember, Chase is a part of the original swinging scandal. Not only is Chase a part of the whole swinging scandal as Miranda's ex, but him and Layla did mess around a bit, and now he's coming to the party with Layla's friend. And she doesn't seem to have an issue with it, and she claims that she just wants to be good. And I just feel like this is definitely drama waiting to happen. Macy goes on to say that she doesn't think it's a good idea and that she thinks that Chase is a toxic man. Layla goes on to mention that she also has a hidden agenda because she wants to get with Chase's brother. She also mentioned that basically they just need to get used to the fact that he may be around because Kate's going to be around more and she doesn't want to not invite her boyfriend to events with them. Macy catches the fact that she kind of just threw that in there that Kate's going to be around more and was like, we don't even know her. AKA, she doesn't even go here. If you know, you know. Another ruined image, but Jordan and Dakota do catch up, and Jordan basically fills Dakota in on all the things that he's been dealing with ever since finding out about Jesse cheating with Marciano. And Dakota basically just held space for him. It was like, I'm sorry that you had to sit with that for so long. Dakota tells him that the only factors that matter is how Jordan and Jesse feel, and not to listen to anyone else's opinion about it. Clock it. Checking in with Jenny from the block, who has also gotten out of a therapy session, lets us know that she just moved back to Arizona. She reveals that Zach has about 5 to 6 months to figure out if he's going back to med school and that they're using his time to focus on them. She also mentions that she's in a much better place mentally about her pregnancy, and she also sheds light on prenatal depression. She did also go on to say how through all her ups and downs with Zach that she wouldn't change anything, and of course this man is just eating it up, y'all. Just look at him. I didn't zoom on him like this, but you know what? Good. Just, I told myself that during these recaps that I would be unbiased about how I feel about people, but some things you just can't hide. With him, I just want better for her. I'm not gonna lie, I just want better. I'm still working on forgiving him. I'm not gonna lie. So he goes on, this man right here, he goes on to give his 2 cents. He talks about how he doesn't think that the group is very supportive and empowering whenever she needs them to be. But Jen did let us know that she's considering moving back to Utah and will decide later if she'll be having a baby in Arizona or Utah. Jesse meets up with Macy and Michaela and tells them about the affair, and they of course offer their love and support. However, Macy does question if she has gotten the full truth after considering the previous rumor that Jesse cheated on her last partner as well. We gotta throw that in there. She said. It's the day of Layla's party, and Macy and Michaela get a group text from Demi asking if they could talk about it now that they know. Really quickly, I just wanted to take a look at Miranda's whole outfit. You know, y'all, she is actually kind of growing on me because I feel like she's just that girl that shows up. She's pretty. She doesn't want to be in a drama. I really feel like I'm going to like her in the end. She's growing on me, and she's just trying to have a good time. The men are at the party too, and they're just having their sidebar. Jordan just goes on to continue to tell them how he feels emasculated after staying in his relationship after an affair took place. It's Chase, guys. So Chase does end up making his appearance at the party, and the group does not appreciate how friendly Layla is being towards him. I think someone did end up calling her fake. They go on to say how they have this beef with him because in between filming he has a podcast, and he was on the podcast basically just talking a bunch of mess about everybody. And apparently he also mentions that Macy rise to fame was specifically linked to her child's father's death, and just some other disrespectful comments. Layla goes on to say how Chase did give her an apology before coming, and so she believes that tonight he might be giving an apology to the other girls as well. Terrible picture, but this is a picture of Macy, Michaela, and Layla all talking because things did get uncomfy. I guess at some point Layla told them that Chase wasn't coming to the party, so when he did show up, they were like, we would have appreciated a heads up. I guess Layla had told them that it was unlikely that he was going to be there after they spoke about it. Apparently, though, Chase called hours before the party and did confirm that he would be going. So the girls felt ambushed by this. Layla goes on to say that it's her party, she'll invite whoever she wants to. She also did say what difference does it make if she informed them or not. From there, everything just kind of went downhill. So when Layla did ask Macy to just further elaborate on how she was feeling, Macy said, I don't give a shit to explain to you. She did not appreciate how Layla was going about it at all. So after Macy says I don't give a shit behind Layla's behavior, Layla was like, all right, y'all have every right to leave. Get out. She didn't tell them get out, but she did tell them that y'all can go. And so they did leave expeditiously. So at this point, the pictures are just pointless. But this is Jesse attempting to mediate with Layla. I know y'all can't tell, but you can at least see me here at the party. Jesse attempts to mediate with Layla, and this causes her husband, Jordan, to basically leave. Upset that she inserted herself, he feels pressure to fake happiness at this event. He goes on to say how he feels emotionally abandoned by Jesse and calls Dakota to pick him up. I do feel bad that this was the event for them to be a forefront at, and he left her there completely alone and without even telling her, which speaks 1,000 words. And so I'm scared that this might be some heavy foreshadowing that they may not work, because at the end of the day, you don't leave your wife at an event and not tell her. I'm not gonna get into all that. Well, that's what we have for today's episode breakdown. Let me know if you guys want me to continue. Let me know how you're feeling about this episode. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks very much.